So class 7, we were reading the chapter quality. So quality, what the chapter quality is about? The chapter quality is about the greatness in one's work, the maintenance of the reality, and to work with truthfulness. So here in this chapter, the two brothers, Miss Jasler brothers, they were making or they were being involved in the job of making boots. The boots they were making, they lasted long and they never cost and they, you can say, fit so perfectly to the person who ordered them that nobody ever complains. They are also using the finest quality of leather. But is it only the work they are doing? No. There are many other kinds of hardship that they are facing. And it is because of this reason that they face number of problems. So it is just because of the hardships in their business that what happened that one brother was dead. So now further. Let us read further. So till here we have read. So after many years, after 2 to 3 years, when the author he has gone to the shop where Jesler brothers work. See, he was a good man. He made good wood, but he is dead. He has told that his brother is dead, and he touched the top of his head where the hair had suddenly gone as thin as it had been on that of his poor brother to indicate, I suppose, the cause of his death. And ultimately, what happened? This man seems to be more worried than before. And ultimately, he was touching the top of his head where where you can say the hair has gone thin. And what he said, do you want any boots? Boots mean boots. And he held up the leather in his hand. It's a beautiful piece, means it's a beautiful piece. So now let us read here. Till here we have read yesterday. I ordered several pairs because the author came to know the poor condition of the bootmaker, Miss Jessler. So he has ordered several pairs. It was very long before they came, but they were better than ever. So as he has come after many years, so he thought that now he has come and he should order more boots. One simply could not wear them out, and soon after that I went abroad. So he said that simply I will wear one after another, and after that he went abroad to some other country. It was over a year before I was again in London. Then after almost 1 year, he has come back to London. And the first shop I went to was my old friend's. I had left a man of 60 and I came back to one of 75, pinched and worn, who generally this time did at first know me. Yes. So he said, first thing what I have done is after coming back is to go to my friend's shop. So who was his friend? It was none other than Mr. Jaslam. I had left a man of 60. So what he has told? He has told that when I went, he was almost 60 years of age. But when I came back, he has turned out to be 75. So what it means? It means that he has not turned up 75. His condition, his face, his body has changed to the age of 75. He is looking older than his age. Pinched and worn. Pinched and worn means he was also so affected by his poor condition that he seems not to be in proper situation. Who generally means in reality, who generally this time did not at first know me. It seems that he is not recognizing me. Do you want any boots? Means, do you want any boots? He said, I can make them quickly. It is a black time. Black time means slack time. See here, it is written, it is a slack time. So what he said, do you want any boots? He said, I will make them quickly. If you will order the pair, I will make them quickly. Because it is a slack time. Slack time means when there is less business. So I answered, please, please, I want boots all around every kind. Now, the author, he knew his condition. He knew that he is not doing well and he needed some money because his business is not flourishing. So he said, yes, yes, I want boots and I want boots of every kind. I had given those boots up when one evening they came. One by one, I tried them on in shape and fit, in finish and quality of leather. They were the best he had ever made. So he said he was showing the boots. All the boots were beautiful. He said, I tried them all, and all were of best quality, finest quality, having proper finish, and moreover, everything was of fine quality. I flew down then I flew downstairs, wrote a check, and posted it at once with my own hands. Then, in order to give him money, he gave it in the form of a check. He has signed it and handed it over to him. A week later, passing the little street, I thought I would go in and tell him how splendidly the new boots fitted. Splendidly means accurately, beautifully. So after a week, when he was passing through that little street, he thought that he should go again to Mr. Jessler and would tell him that the new boots that he has made, they fitted him beautifully. But when I came to where his shop had been, his name was gone. But when he has come to the shop, there was no name of Mr. Jessler. There was no name written there, Jessler's shop. I went in very much disturbed. He, in disturbed mood, went inside to check who's there, why the board is not there, who else is there in the shop. In the shop, there was a young man with an English face. Now, who was there inside? There was a young man with an English face. Mr. Jessler in? I said, the author asked, is Mr. Jessler inside? No, sir. No, but we can attend to anything with pleasure. We have taken the shop over. He said, no, sir. Mr. Jessler is not here, but if you want anything, we can do anything for you. We can make anything. Actually, we have taken over this shop. The author was surprised. Taken over? What is the meaning of taken over? Takeover means when one business is going down, the other business overtakes it, takes hold of the business so that it can be brought to proper condition, and ultimately the person who was losing the business, he is out of the business. So to take over somebody's business is, it means that you are taking the hold of somebody's business, right? He said, we have taken over the shop. Yes, yes, I said, but Mr. Jessler, he said, okay, it's fine if you have taken over the shop, but where is Mr. Jessler? Oh, he answered, dead. He said, oh, Mr. Jessler, he is dead. The author was surprised, but said, dead? But I only received these boots from him last Wednesday week. He said, how is this possible? It was only last Wednesday when I met him and I have got these boots from him. So the author was quite surprised that how this has happened and why this has happened. Ah, he said, poor old man starved himself. He said, actually, he was so poor that he was starving himself. It means that starve means to not to eat food. Okay, he was not eating food. Why he was not eating food? It is because of the reason to save money. He was not spending money on food. Maybe he is not having money. Slow starvation. It is not starvation of few days. Slow starvation. He is not eating food properly. The doctor called it, and even the doctor has called it that it is because of slow starvation that he suffered, that he died. You see, he went to work in such a way, would keep the shop on, wouldn't have a soul touch his boots except himself. So he said, you know how hardworking he was. He was always keeping his shop open and did not allow anybody to touch his boots. It means it is only he who is always doing the work to prepare his boots, and he is not allowing any other worker or any other person to touch the boots. When he got an order, it took him such a time, people won't wait. He lost everybody. So he said, you know, and whenever he gets order, he takes so much of time to complete the order. And you know, people don't wait for so long. And he lost everybody. And there he would sit going on and on. And I'll say that for him, not a man in London made a better boot. So he lost everybody means he lost everything that he had. He said, now this is the place where he is sitting. And now he said, now everything is going on. And he said, I bet, the author said, but I bet that no one in this entire London was making such beautiful boots as he has made. But look at the competition. The other shopkeeper said, but see, competition, there is so much of competition in the market. He never advertised. It was a shortcoming also on his part that he never advertised for his business. He has never, you can say, paid much attention towards it, and then would have the best leather too and do it all himself. Well, there it is. What could you expect with his ideas? And he said, of course, he used the best leather that he is using, and he's making all the boots himself, never allowing anybody to touch his boots. But he said, what could you expect from him? What could you expect from him with his ideas? It is but obvious that has happened to him. So, but starvation, but he said he died of starvation, that he died without eating food. That may be a bit flowery. Flowery means showy, just to show, as the saying is. But I know myself he was sitting over his boots day and night to the very last you see. He said, this seems to be flowery, that he is working alone. He is not allowing anybody to touch his boots. But actually, this was the reality. He is sitting, he is doing his work day and night and not allowing anybody to do the work. And I know, he said, I know what is the reality. And I used to watch him, never gave himself time to eat, never had a penny in the house. All went in rent and leather. How he lived so long, I don't know. So he said, never gave himself, but he is so hardworking that he is never eating anything. He's never giving time to himself. He's always doing the work. And moreover, just a moment, please. Just a moment. Something wrong. You are not able to see the picture. Now you can see. Yes. So never gave himself time to eat. Never had a penny in the house. And he is never having a penny in the house. He was not having money. Everything went in rent and leather. And he also did not have any, you can say, he did not have any money in order to, you can say, just a moment, please. And he also did not have any money to purchase leather also. How he lived so long, I don't know. He said, but how he lived so long, that I don't know. He regularly let his fire go out. Fire go out means with this kind of hard work. Daily, the zeal, the enthusiasm that he was having, it was going out of him. He was a character, but he made good boots. He was a great character who was making great boots, And this is really unforgettable. We will never forget that how he was making great boots. This is really unexpected thing that how beautifully the boots are made by him are appreciated by his customers. Yes, I said he made good boots. So the author had nothing to say. Yes, he really made good boots. And ultimately, the chapter quality ends here, giving out a message of the purity of a profession. That if you are pure in doing your work, if you are true to your heart in doing your work, but sometimes person has to suffer the hardships of life. These kind of hardships can be overcome by intelligence also. In spite of having, you can say, in spite of having good skill or a perfect skill, you should have the idea how to accept the challenges and how to tackle those challenges. This chapter is also bringing about the hardships of various kind of business, that sometimes there are problems in a business that we see, but ultimately what happens, we have to overcome these kind of problems. We have to overcome these kind of problems in order to sustain our business. So very small businesses, because people don't understand the reality, they are always, you can say, they always close, and ultimately letting the person or letting the owner of the business to suffer. And this has happened with Jasla brothers also, who were beautiful, or who were, you can say, skillful artisans. They were making beautiful shoes. They were making accurately fitting shoes. But ultimately, what has happened? It ended into nothing. It ended into the death of the two brothers. So this chapter is bringing about the hardships of a business. Right? Now, after that, coming up to the question answers, but before that, let us see the exercise. Study the following phrases and their meanings. Use them appropriately to complete the sentences that follow. First is look after means to take care of. Look down on means to disapprove or to disregard or to make feel something as inferior. Look in on someone means to make a short visit, to go for some time to someone. Look into means investigate. Look out means be careful. Look up means improve. Look up for yourself means improve yourself. Look up to means admire. Now what we have to do? We have to use these phrases in these blanks. You can raise up your hand to give the answers so that I can unmute you. Let me unmute the children first of all, then we will do. Yes. So first is, after a long spell of heat, the weather is dash at last. The weather is dash. What will be the answer?
Looking up.
Look up to. Because looking up means improve. Right. Next. We have no right to dash people who do small jobs.
On.
Look down. Look down
Look
means
down.
disapprove, to regard something as inferior. Next. Nitin has always dashed his uncle, who is a self-made man.
Look after.
Look after means up to, admire. He always admired his uncle. The police are dash the matter thoroughly.
Look into the matter.
Looking into the matter, right? So it is looking into the matter. If you want to go out, I will dash the children for you.
Look after.
Look after. I promise to dash on your brother when I visit Lucknow. Yes.
Look in.
Look.
What?
Look in.
Look in. Right. Dash when you are crossing the main road.
Look out.
Look out. Look out.
Out. Look out is the right answer.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
The first one is look in.
Looking up.
Okay.
Looking up means improve. Next is, let me move the screen further. It is read the following sets of words loudly and clearly. It's quote, caught and coat, cost and coast, tossed and toast, got, GOAT is goat, ROT rot, ROTE wrote, BLOT blot and BLOAT bloat. Bloat means swallow up. KNOT not and NOTE note. So next part you will do yourself. Okay. Right. So I feel that we will do the question answers afterwards. But first of all, coming up to the story part. Yes. Speaking. Do you think Mr. Jessler was a failure as a bootmaker or he was a competitive businessman? Now tell. This is just speaking practice.
He was a competitive businessman because making boots is not a easy work. It is also an art.
Okay. Nitya, you can speak. First of all, tell whether he was a failure as a bootmaker or as a competitive businessman. What do you think? Suhana?
Jesse was a bootmaker.
So he was not at all a failure. Okay, he was not as a failure as a bootmaker because he has fought till the last breath of making good boots. He has not sacrificed his will to make good boots. He was making perfect shoes that were fitting perfectly to the customers. He was a competitive business, but because of not advertising his business, he has turned out to be a competitive businessman because the larger firms with advertisement, they lured the customers. They were attracting the customers and ultimately in this, you can say in this ocean of big businessmen, this small fish of boot making, it suffered and ultimately he suffered and he has to lose his own life also. Right? So next is what is the significance of the title and to whom or to what does it refer? To whom or to what does it refer? What is the significance of the title? What is the significance? Title is of course related to the quality of the boots that he was making. Throughout the chapter, the quality of the shoes that he was making is admiring or is admired for by the narrator. The narrator is admiring the kind of shoes he was making. But only at the end that he has come to know why his business suffered. And ultimately, this chapter, it highlights only the importance of quality of the work that you are delivering. It is only the good quality of work that a person shows is always remembered by the customers. Even after his death, the author or the narrator, he is remembering the good quality of shoes and the good quality of leather that he was making. Moreover, his rival businessman who has overtaken his shop, he also knew the goodness of his character, that he is never allowing any soul or any other person to touch his boots. So this shows that this entire chapter is about the maintenance of quality, that a good businessman will always maintain the quality of the product. So the title is quite appropriate, and this quality, what it refers to? It refers to the quality of the boots that he was making. It refers to the quality of the shoes that he was making. Right?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
मैम जो दो शेड्स हुए हैं मैम वो भी तो कोई उसके मैम
After
पैराग्राफ्स ही
that,
पढ़े
we
थे.
start question answers के बाद shed कर लेंगे, ठीक है? Right? Question answers we will do. Next. Notice the way Mr. Jessler speaks English. His English is influenced by his mother tongue. He speaks English with an accent. When Mr. Jessler speaks, P, T, and K sound like B, D, G. Yes. Can you say these words? Mr. Jessler would say them. It would, we will say it. It comes and never stops. Okay. So in this manner he was speaking. Does it bother me? Not at all. Ask my brother, please. Okay. So P word he is using with B. T word he is using with D, and K he is using with G. This we have read in the chapter. Okay. So this we have done in the chapter. Let us see the writing part. Based on the following points, write a story. So you have to write down a story on your own, of your own creativity. Your aunt has gone to her mother's house. Okay, your uncle does his cooking. His uncle was all alone at home. He is absent-minded, means he forgets the thing often. He puts vegetables on the stove. Then he begins to clean his bicycle outside. He thought that till the vegetables are being cooked, I shall clean my bicycle. The neighbor calls out saying something is burning. Your uncle rushes to the kitchen, and to save the vegetables, he puts some oil on them. So what he did, in order to save the vegetables from being spoiled because they were burning, so what he did, he put some oil over them. But what happened? Unfortunately, it's the machine oil. But what oil he used? It was machine oil, but not cooking oil. And what do you think happens to the vegetables? What happened? Vegetables को क्या हुआ होगा? They may catch fire because of this, or they have turned completely blackened, right? And the vegetables, they were completely spoiled, right? So in this manner, you have to formulate a very short story. Okay, right? So the name of the story, you can choose anyone. For example, My Uncle's Adventure. So you will start like the last line it is given. Last month, my aunt decided to visit her parents and my uncle was all alone at home. He was feeling hungry in the afternoon. So he thought that he should make something for himself. Wow, he found some fresh vegetables in the refrigerator. Some capsicum, some cauliflower, and the red tomatoes were really tempting to him. Okay, then he cut them, chopped them into small pieces, and tried to make a delicious dish from the vegetables. Finally, what happened? He put the pan onto the stove and put the vegetables in it and set it onto low flame. He was standing there in the kitchen, but he looked that it is taking much time. Then what happened? He thought that he should clean his bicycle by the time. But my uncle is really absent-minded. He forgot about the vegetables. 1 hour passed. Then he smelled something. He came back to the kitchen. He saw that it was only that the entire kitchen turned out to be smoky. He found that the vegetables are being spoiled. He thought in order to save the vegetables, he should add some oil. In hurry, he has picked up a bottle and put into the vegetables. But as haste makes waste, he forgot to read the name of the oil. And it was the machine oil. And when he has took a spoon to eat, he found that the entire dish has been spoiled. So this is how you have to make a story. You will make the story on your own. So today what you will do, you will write a story on your own, right? You have to write down a story on your own. Clear? So this is all for today, and tomorrow we will continue further with the question.